Hello, Taurus. Welcome to Intuitive Gems. My name is Desiree, and I'll be doing your money, wealth, finance, prosperity, abundance reading for the month of April 2020. If this is your first time catching one of my readings, I do want to say welcome and I invite you to subscribe because I do these readings each and every month and I would love to share your money message with you. For the readings this month, I'm going to be using my Morgan Greer Tarot deck. I will also clarify with my Radiant Rider-Waite Tarot deck. And then, Taurus, I will end your reading with a Chakra Oracle card. Now, for those of you who are new here, you may not know that I read jumper cards, meaning that as I shuffle the deck, you will literally see cards fly out, you will see cards flip over, or they'll kind of scoot their way out of the deck. Those are the cards that I pay attention to because I believe that there's something specific there that we need to know. So let's go ahead and get right to it, Taurus. What do we need to know? For the sign of Taurus as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of April 2020. What do we need to know for the sign of Taurus? All right, Taurus, I see that you're going to be busy. You're going to be taking on a lot, and it looks like because you're trying to prepare, and I understand that. Especially considering, we have such uncertain times right now. You're doing what needs to be done in order to prepare. And sometimes it's a little overwhelming and you're feeling like you have to do it all, and maybe on some level you do. But at the same time, you're really trying to get yourself stable. You're trying to get really grounded. You're trying to make sure you are fully supported in every way that you need to be. 10 of Wands upright, 4 of Wands reverse, 10 of Pentacles reverse, 3 of Pentacles reverse. Then we have the Ace of Wands upright. And then we also have the 7 of Wands in the reverse. So I'm seeing that there's a lot of your personal life that could be kind of interjecting into your professional life. And sometimes that happens. We kind of go through these periods and different seasons in our lives where sometimes the personal is going to influence our professional life, our ability to make money, our ability to work, things like that. Sometimes we get distracted by our personal things because our personal responsibilities, and sometimes we have to take on more work responsibilities to compensate. Depending on where you are, Taurus, I'm feeling like you've got a little bit of that going on as we move into the first week of April. Like I said, you're going to be taking on a lot more responsibility. You're feeling like you've got to do so much in order to get yourself stable and secure and feel like you're really supported in the things you need, and especially in the coming months because you're feeling so uncertain. We also have the 10 of Pentacles here. The 10 of Pentacles is all about you kind of doing all the work on your own. You're not, reaching out for help. And it's not that others don't want to help you, but right now you're really feeling like you need to do this on your own for yourself. We also have the 3 of Pentacles here, which means that, there's going to be some slowdowns in work, but that doesn't mean there's going to be a lack of opportunity. It just means that you may not be as busy work-wise. And in some ways that might be a good thing because it's allowing you to kind of put all these other pieces in place that you feel you need to have, in place in order to feel confident, to move forward, and to feel secure. Now we have the Ace of Wands here, or the Ace of Rods, according to this deck. Now this is about a brand new something starting as it relates to your work. There's some type of a new job, new work, new I want to say there's like a whole new, the word company keeps coming to mind, and compartment. So maybe that might resonate with somebody, but there is going to be some new cycles and some new opportunities coming your way. And there's going to be growth in your current work if you're not looking to do or start something new. There's going to be things flourishing. There's going to be things growing, things moving forward, things expanding. Okay, so get ready for that because it's very exciting. This is very, very good. You're going to start seeing signs of it in that first week of April. Finally, we have the Seven of Wands in the reverse position. This tells me that you're going to kind of probably not be communicating as much with certain people in relation to your work and to your money. You know, there's been some people who, you know, they've just been very difficult and challenging as it relates to communication, especially as it relates to your work or to your job or to your business. Just know that's not going to be a problem anymore. I see this in the reverse, and that means you're just not going to, you're not going to have to defend, explain, justify, prove your position. It's just that, you know, things are finally going to just kind of, I want to say there's going to be, people are just going to be more willing to work with you. Okay. People are going to be more willing to be patient and take the time to really communicate what needs to be communicated without all the extra unnecessary stuff. So what else do we need to know for the sign of Taurus? As it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of April 2020. What do we need to know for the sign of Taurus as it relates to Taurus money, Taurus wealth, Taurus finance, Taurus prosperity, and Taurus abundance? Interesting things happening in this second week of April, Taurus. All right. So the good thing is that for you, Taurus, the worst is over. You're finally in that rebuilding phase and you're feeling pretty good about it. You're actually feeling pretty confident. I say that because we have the Nine of Cups here. Now, this is one of the most positive cards in the deck. It is the Wish card. It is the card about ultimate fulfillment, things coming together way better than you could have, orchestrated on your own, and that you just being in the right place at the right time, or things finally coming together, in the most perfect, beautiful, congenial way. So we do have that happening. So the second week of April for you, Taurus, is definitely going to be a good week. Now, things are going to start showing up. Things are going to start shifting in your favor, and you're going to just feel really, really good. The energies are all in sync with, who you are, what you're trying to do, and also some of the plans that you're working on. Now, we do have the Tower card in the reverse. Like I said, this is all about the rebuilding phase. The worst is over. You are putting the pieces back in place. You are starting to create. You are building bigger, better, stronger, much more powerful. Like I said, the worst is over, and you have taken the little nuggets you can from whatever the worst is, and you're using that to your advantage. You're using that to grow. You're using that to come out better. You're using that to actually get ahead because you've got these, like I said, these nuggets of wisdom that you would not have gotten any other way. You've got powerful lessons on your side. You've got, invaluable experience on your side. And definitely as you rebuild, you're going to see things start coming together. Now, we also have the Two of Wands here. Now, you're really reevaluating everything that's going on, especially as it relates to your money and your career. You're starting to kind of pick apart things. You're unpacking the bigger picture, and you're starting to really zone in on what exactly it is that you need to pay attention to. This is also giving you some new ideas as far as increasing your cash flow and creating some new streams of income. Also, I'm starting to get the sense too that you may be considering letting go of something as it relates to your work responsibilities. And I say letting go because you realize that your time and efforts will be will pay off better with you doing something else. So you start to kind of see that, and you start to weigh your options, and then you start to make some changes after you consider everything, all the possibilities that are available to you. We also have the Eight of Cups here. This is you holding off on walking away or letting something go. Now, I'm feeling like this is a professional thing, but it could also be personal, depending on your situation. But you are holding off on walking away from something you were ready to let go of, and now you're second guessing that. And so you're trying to think, is now the time for me to let this go? Is now the time to walk away? Or should I wait and see how things play out just a bit longer? We have the Chariot in the reverse. This is all about projects sometimes coming to an abrupt halt. It doesn't mean that things are not progressing. It doesn't mean that things are not moving forward, but sometimes there is an unexpected pause or delay in something. Now, this is not anything that you can control, but you have to remember that because you know that something like this could occur, it kind of gives you a little heads up to prepare. Now, be careful with who you are sharing with. And I say that because this card fell onto that Seven of Wands. And remember, the Seven of Wands is all about disrupted communication. Now we see the Ten of Swords here, and this is betrayal. This is somebody, probably somebody who you thought was cool, and they kind of maybe take a turn in a different direction. Be careful with who you're sharing information with. Be careful with who you're spending time with. Be very selective. There's someone in your circle who may not be genuine or who may not be authentic. Taurus, I think you may have an inkling of who this person could be. Just be very, very careful, in your, who you're allowing into your personal space or into your inner circle professionally, okay? I don't want to say that someone will outright betray you, but it could happen. But at the same time, I think you're going to be prepared for it, and you're going to be able to deal with it in a way that doesn't cause too much damage. So what else do we need to know for the sign of Taurus as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of April 2020? What do we need to know for the sign of Taurus? All right, Taurus, if you are making some travel plans, or if you have any work travel planned or scheduled, just know that you may still be taking a trip. This Six of Swords is all about travel. It's also about, you going away. It could be a road trip. Obviously we know travel could be restricted at this time, but at the same time, you will be doing something that involves distance as it relates to your work, to your money, to your career, to your business. Roughly that should take place in the second half of April. So things may kind of be available for you to travel. It could be, like I said, a weekend getaway, a road trip, could be a distance, class or something. Maybe you visit a colleague or something like that. Just know that you are going to have some type of travel and some type of going away in that second half of April. Now we also have the Empress card here. The Empress, she's all about creativity, growth, planting new seeds. She's someone that is very much in that maternal, creative, nurturing energy. She's also someone who comes up with new ideas. She's an innovator. And I feel like this is something that you are kind of embracing right now, Taurus. You have a lot of ideas and you want to pursue them, but sometimes ideas just come to you so quickly that you get a little overwhelmed and you don't know where to start. Just know that your ideas are very much valid. They are very much profitable. And if you can figure out a way to use these ideas and bring them to fruition, just know that they can pay off for you in very surprising ways. And I say that because this card also fell on to the Wish card and that reverse tower. So you are going to be getting some type of creative energy that's going to move you in the right direction, that will be bringing you a new source of income, maybe new opportunities for work, maybe a new business idea. So really embrace that when it shows up. Now we also have the Three of Pentacles here, which means that there's going to be some people who see you for the work and the value that you bring to the marketplace. However, there's going to be some people who are a little bit confused as far as exactly how you do what you do. People see you, they see that you're talented and you're experienced, but at the same time, they don't know, they don't approach you like to work together, or they don't approach you as a customer. So you want to get really clear about the service that you provide and how you are serving other people, because I'm getting the sense that your marketing could be a little off, meaning, you're not communicating your message clearly to people who you can help. And remember, business is all about solving problems, and it's all about being there for someone who needs something, and you being the provider of that something. Like I said, I'm getting the strong message that your marketing plan needs to be revised or reworked, or you need to get super clear about your branding so you start attracting your ideal clients or your ideal customers. Finally, or I shouldn't say finally, but next up we have the Four of Wands. Now remember, we saw the Four of Wands here. So this is all about you trying to get stable, you trying to get grounded and build that solid foundation. It's going to take some time, okay? As we move into the second half of April, it's going to take some time for you to feel really grounded and really secure and really stable in your professional life, or as how you're showing up as a professional working person. It's going to take time for you to really feel like you've got things locked in and that you've got things settled, okay? So just know that, you're diligently working and you are making progress. However, it is going to still take some time. We have the Page of Swords here. Now, the Page of Swords is about a message of something being eliminated or something being taken away. Now, this is not a bad message. This is not bad news per se, but that swords energy is all about eliminating what does not work. So you're going to be getting a message. You're going to be getting some type of news about something that is no longer, something that is being kind of simplified in a way, So maybe, you have a job and now you have less responsibilities, but you're still getting the same amount, if not more pay. It's just that eliminating of the unnecessary. And you're going to feel that, and you're going to see that. You're going to see signs of that as we move into the second half, that third week of April. Now, we also have the Eight of Pentacles here. This means that work is still showing up, but not at the volume or the velocity of what you are used to. Meaning, you may not have the influx of clients that you normally would, or you may not have the workload that you normally would. Now, this can be good or bad, depending on you. Are you looking to have more work, have your workload increase right now, or are you looking for your workload to slow down? It also means, too, that you're not going to be having as many clients, but that may be a good thing. Maybe you don't want to be swamped right now. Maybe you're selective with who you work for. Maybe you only focus on the high-end clients. So whatever it is, just know that your work is going to slow down. But again, it's going to be good or bad, right or wrong, whatever, depending on how you decide to define it, how you decide to make it work for you or for against you. So what else do we need to know for the sign of Taurus as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, or abundance? For the month of April 2020, what do we need to know for the sign of Taurus? All right, Taurus. So I do see a period of self-discovery happening towards the end of April. Taurus, you start to really think about, who you are and exactly what you want. What exactly you want, how you want your professional and your career life to look. I want to say, too, that a lot of it, again, and I've been getting this in pretty much almost all of the readings this month, is that so many of us are going to be called to make decisions and to make choices. We've been dragging our feet on certain things for such a long time, and we're getting to the point that we can't do that anymore. And I say that because we've got this Two of Wands here. Now remember, didn't we see? Yes, we saw him earlier. This is about, contemplation, short term and long term. It's about, making decisions and really being proactive in your own life, especially as it relates to your career, to your profession, or to your money, your business. You really have to make a decision. You really cannot drag your feet anymore. It's very important, and it's going to be crucial that by the time we get through April, that you kind of make some decisions so you can start taking action, because you don't want to waste time and you don't want to waste momentum. Now we have the Ace of Wands here. And remember, we saw the Ace of Wands right here. Now, the Ace of Wands in the reverse doesn't mean that things are not happening. Things are happening. They're continuing to progress. However, they're just not going at the rate that we want them to. And there's nothing you can do about that. There's nothing that you can, change or forcefully manipulate as it relates to that. But it does mean that things are still growing, things are still happening. You do still have opportunities. You do still have the abilities to make money, to really increase your cash flow. So just know that things are going to slow down by the end of April, but it doesn't mean that they're completely stopping. Now we have the King of Cups here. The King of Cups is a very powerful emotional card. You could be feeling maybe a little like highly sensitive. You could be feeling, Taurus, that you could be overly sensitive, or it could be that you're in such control of your emotions that they don't get in the way of you making professional decisions, making work-related or business decisions. Sometimes the King of Cups will show up when someone is using their emotions in a more powerful way, meaning they're not allowing their emotions to have them react, but your emotional flavor is more about responding to things. You don't react, but you respond. And it's a very, I want to say a very solid place to be, because your emotions are not overtaking you. So now I'm feeling really emotional actually talking about this, because I've been there, and I've been in that place where my emotions have run amok, and then I've also been in that place where my emotions have not gotten the best of me, so to speak. And I think that's where you're headed. You are in the place where you have complete emotional control, and you're feeling very confident, and you're feeling very much in alignment with the power that being in control of those emotions can bring. Next, we have the Five of Pentacles and the Eight of Swords. Now, the Five of Pentacles, sometimes this is all about limiting beliefs. We have to really examine our money mindset, okay? It's not about not having enough. It's about tapping into that ultimate source of money that is available to us all, depending on if we're allowing ourselves to connect with it, or if we're allowing ourselves to be aware of it, okay? The Eight of Swords is about self-limiting beliefs. Make sure you check on that. There's nothing stopping you, Taurus, from doing what you want to do. You just have to know that you can do it. And if one way doesn't work out, you have to be diligent about finding another way. Again, work on that money mindset, work on removing those doubts or that self-limiting beliefs, and also trust that what you need will show up at the right time. There's nothing getting in the way. You just have to be open to that, and you have to remember that you ultimately are in control. So Taurus, overall, you're going to have a month, like I said, I've gotten this in the other readings too, a month of really having to make some decisions. And the other thing, Taurus, too, is that you do have a lot of highlights this month. You have, definitely something that you've been waiting for, something you've been wanting. It shows up in some way, shape, or form. You also start making decisions as it relates to your future. You start really pursuing those ideas and those, things that creative energy that can definitely turn into something very profitable for you. Just make sure that you are, keeping your emotions in check, and really focusing on that money mindset, and not allowing any type of self-doubt or self-hesitation or anything to get in the way of what it is that you want. All right, Taurus, let's go ahead and close out your reading with a Chakra Oracle card. Feeling like I just want to pull. Ooh. All right, we got third eye. This one is clairvoyance. Interesting, interesting, Taurus. Now, I know that you're a very intuitive person, but have you ever really kind of tapped into that third eye energy or that third eye awakening? It may be something you want to kind of consider, because I do see the energy of clairvoyance here for you in April. This is pretty cool, because this is something that I'm working on. I'm not a Taurus, but I do know that third eye activation and clairvoyance is very much a possibility for anyone who is willing to do the work and to kind of release some things that are getting in the way of that. So that's something to consider for you, Taurus, for the month of April. Third eye clairvoyance, third eye activation. All right, Taurus, I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it was helpful. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, observations, feel free to drop them down below. If you'd like a private reading, I will have the link to that in the description. And thank you so much, Taurus, for spending this time with me. We'll definitely do it again next month.